Hey friends, it's Michelle with Embellish the Season. Hello everyone, happy Thursday. I am so excited to be back this month to craft with you. I hope everyone's doing great and making a lot of beautiful projects for all the seasons coming up. I know I've been working on spring and a little dash of summer here and there. So I'm going to just wait a couple of moments and see if anyone pops on. If you see the red box right here, you are live. And if not, you're catching the replay. Thank you so much for doing that. Say hello on there and put hashtag replay. Let me know if you are able to drop some comments and say hello. Sometimes my comments work or sometimes they don't. But I've got my iPad over here because sometimes the darn comments do not work. So I'm gonna just find myself and let me get my glasses. I'm gonna find myself and see if I could see comments because for some reason Facebook wants to torture all of us that are doing lives and such. So yeah, so I'm excited to be here. It's always fun. I thank Nikki for inviting me to share with you guys some projects. And let's see if I could see me. There I am. Make sure my volume is all the way down. Aha, see? They're here. They're not there. All right, so hello, Eliza. Hello, Carol. Thanks, you guys, for joining. So what I'm going to do is set this over here. I'm going to take peeks over just to make sure I can see. If I don't catch your comments, it's not because I don't want to. It's just because Facebook has decided to, like I said, torture me. So welcome on in. It is 9 o'clock. We're going to get started. I am coming to you from Las Vegas. So we are at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Let me know where you're watching from, what time of day it is for you. I'm going to go over the supplies, and then I'm also going to kind of take you through a little bit of my project as far as the mediums I'm going to use. So I really like to make a lot of assorted things. I don't identify as any specific crafter, so I like to marry mediums together, and I like to just kind of see what we could come up with sometimes. So today I'm going to be using a wood cutout, going to use some clay, a little spackle, let's see, paint, wood cutouts, and I have this old spackle, so I'm just gonna squeeze it in here. Let me see if I see any comments. All right, so this is like, I had this and I'm not gonna waste it, so let me just put it in there so I make sure I'm out of spackle because I do not use it enough these days. So all right, so let's go ahead and let's get started. So I just moved some spackle, lightweight spackle with acrylic paint that we use for our little like drizzle area. All right, let me show you a couple of the supplies I'm going to use. I like to create with things that are super easy to find most of the time, and if you can't find it, you can get a template on Pinterest, blow it up, get some foam core, or you can use thick foam board, or if you have a wood cutter, you can use that. So, all right, so let me show you. This comes from Hobby Lobby. This was part of a Valentine's cutouts that they have, these seasonal cutouts. I picked these up when they were on a clearance, and I bought you know, a bunch of them because I felt like I could do a lot of different kinds of projects with it and theme it out and do different things. So with that, this is our base. We are making a strawberry cottage, and hopefully you'll follow. When I show you some of the pieces, you're going to kind of get a little idea with that. Now, I have this little door, and I picked this up on Amazon. It came in a little package of these. So this is the door to the cottage. I also have wood cutouts that I purchased online on Etsy. And so I have the strawberry, and I have some little glasses, and then these are the little accessories for the door. So these are the wood parts of our project. I'm also going to do a little stenciling, and then I've got a ton of little embellishments. We'll glitter, we'll add some sprinkles and do stuff like that. I did do a pre-prep on some of this stuff because it's basically painting, and you all know how to paint, right? So you don't need to see me paint, and I am going to show you. So I have already pre-painted my cupcake, and we are gonna elaborate on this. So this is the cupcake. It is already like primed to start, and I'm going to basically build and embellish it. I'm gonna leave this on because if I choose to hang it, I could do that. If I want to make it like a jumbo wreath attachment, I can add some pipe cleaners and do that. So what I'm going to do is point you down and let you see this, okay? So let me just double check over here on my comments. And okay, so they're not working there, but they're working over here. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do first off is I have a reusable stencil, and it's a Chalk Couture reusable stencil, and I'm a Chalk Couture designer. So if you're interested in anything about stencils, you can use them on all kinds of surfaces. Clay, you can use them on wood, you can use them on mirrors, hard surfaces, t-shirts, etc. So I'm going to use this. It's a mini plaid, and I'm going to do the bottom part of my cupcake, and I'm going to use chalk paste. So this is some wax paper, and because I've already painted this, let me show you the two colors I used. Super basic. I've got this Folk Art Green Light color, and then I also have a regular, let's see, red. So two basic colors to do my candy apple. All right, so those are the two colors that are primed on here. And I have a piece of wax paper that all I'm going to do is down here on the cupcake bottom is I'm going to rub this on. What it does is it kind of smooths out the wood. It also picks up anything that might be kind of like gritty, and it'll help keep my sticky transfer from pulling up the paint or moving anything around. So I am gonna do that. And then it feels kind of like super soft compared to here. It feels super soft. All right. So this is just wax paper, and I can use regular paper, wax paper, whatever you like to use. All right. So now we've used that, and I'm gonna set that aside. All right, so this is a pretty big design. This is actually what we call a D transfer. So it's a pretty big transfer. It is 18 by 18 inches. Now I just ordered another one. This one right now is like 70% off. So what I'm gonna do is cut this, because then I can use it on smaller surfaces. Now, you can leave it whole, but since I just ordered a new one, I'm going to actually cut this one just so I can kind of work with it on smaller stuff. And some people don't cut their stuff, but some people get a little intimidated by the size of the design, because you will re-wash this and you can use it over and over on different ways. So all I did was take that big design and I trimmed it down. If you want to keep it big, it's better to leave it so that you can use it like on a pillow or as a background for something. But like I said, I just ordered a new one, so I decided let me use this one on smaller surfaces. All right, so this is a reusable stencil. I thought this would be really cute because it's the little mini plaid, kind of like checkered. And so anything you can see through is where your design's going to come over. It is a little sticky, So when that happens, well, that's the way it is, but what you want to do is you want to take either a terry cloth towel, or one of these are called fuzzing sheets, fuzzing cloths, and you use the terry side to take the sticky out, so that you want it to stick, but you don't want it to pull, right? Especially on a hard surface. So over here is microfiber. So when you wash it, you're going to dry it here, right on here. So I'm just going to take it and put it down, lift it up a few times, and that's just what we call taking the sticky out of it. So this is the backer sheet. You see how it has a little shine to it? That's so I can re-put it back on and it regenerates. It's sticky. And then you can use it again. So if you take real good care of your designs, you're able to reuse them up to 12 times, if not more. So all I do is lay it down, lift and lay, lift and lay. So today's project is just going to have a lot of mixes of mediums, and it's more like I'm going to embellish this up. I actually rebranded my page or my crafting site to embellish the season, because I love doing seasonal projects. So I love adding little extras and stuff like that. So that's how I came up with embellish the season. Some people always say, well, how'd you come up with your name? And that's how I did. Okay, so we are going to just line this up, and I am just going to lay this down. Doesn't have to be perfect, and then I can see through here, right? And hello, Dan, thanks for joining. So guys, I'm going to be peeking over here at my iPad because Facebook didn't want to show me comments over here. All right, so what you want to do is make sure all your bubbles are out. Okay, so it looks like this. Now I'm going to grab some Meadow, which is this green color. This is chalk paste. It's washable and non-toxic, and this is used for anything you are going to do decorative. If you make a shirt, a pillowcase, an apron, a tea towel, use it on glassware that you're going to wash, you would use ink. So we have ink and we have paste. All right, so it looks kind of like that. And all I'm going to do is take this little squeegee. See how it has like that little angle? And I'm going to take a little of my chalk paste, and I am just going to apply it. So this is like just to give me a quick background on my painted surface. Oh, look, now I see comments right there. Yay. Facebook, what are you doing? Facebook, why did you have to not let us flip our cameras? Can someone on here tell me that? Why did they want to do that? That's like one of my biggest, drives me crazy. All right, so I'm applying the paste, and now I'm going to come around the edge, which you're probably not going to see because I'm going to do a little drip on there. So, but I'm going to cover it anyway. So if you happen to have a Hobby Lobby by where you live and you like to shop the after season stuff, definitely check out the cutouts after season as they drop them in price. I mean, they're very good price pointed anyway, but they're good to have on hand so you can make projects that are for different seasons, right? This was a Valentine one, so. All right, so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and slowly lift and look. So there are a couple of spots that, you know, not a big deal, but all right, cute. You can gently lift and look, and now I've got like this gingham. So here is this, right? And what I'm gonna do is put it on a dish mat that I have next to me till I go to my sink. And I'm gonna take some water in a spray bottle, and I like to spray my design so that when I go to clean it, I don't have to laboriously scrub it. You're just gonna use like a magic eraser, something that has no chemical in it. You can use wipes, and light chemical is okay, but you just don't wanna scrub it. You just wanna have it where it just comes out of the screen. and then it comes back and it's ready. All right, so that's all we're going to do with that. All right, so let me show you how cute this turned out. So I did a base color of this paler green, and then I added this darker green. Now I have a gingham beginning. This is where our little house cottage is going to start. So up in here, I'm going to assemble this, and then we're going to get some clay, and I'm just going to do a little bit of clay in red just to create some dimension. I am not an expert in any area. I just love to play with everything. All right, so gonna make sure it's dry. And I think this is gonna be cute. I hope it's cute. I had a vision in my head, so I'm hoping it comes out the way my brain sees it. All right, so this dries super fast. That's why I kind of prime up and do a little painting ahead of time. This way I don't have to kind of wait too far in between. So I did do a lot of prep work for you guys, especially things that I think you already have done and know how to do. Okay. I like to make a lot of whimsy projects, so I like to have it like colorful, and I also like to add little faces. All right, so that door that I had, I've already primed it in white. And then the little frame, I've done it in red. So what I'm going to do is attach it just like this, like that. So we're going to go ahead and attach it here. I'm going to just use some hot glue. You can use wood glue. You can use stick fast, which is something that a lot of the folks that cut wood use. I don't, have all the bells and whistles for all the mediums, but this works just fine in here. All right, so now I've got my little door. So it was white, and now it's got this little frame. So then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to attach it right here, and it's going to create a little cottage door. Is anybody making strawberry projects? I have made quite a few. I'm going to share with you if I finish in time, just to give you an idea of kind of the mediums that I mix up and like to make. Okay, cute. So now it looks like a little doorway to our cupcake. All right, so now we've got that. So with this comes this little heart. What I did was I painted it, and I know that you guys use a lot of these little jelly rhinestones on your bakes. So I already primed this because you probably already know how to use it. So all I did was use I got a bunch of these on Amazon, and I just sprinkled a bunch of them all over the desk, but they kind of escaped from the thing. And then I used my wax pen to do the pickup. So if you already do that, then you know, and if you don't, it's basically you're just adding your little rhinestones. And I used clear tacky glue to adhere those on there, but I did that ahead of time so that it was something that wouldn't be like taking up time. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it right over. It's like a little like a little tiny accent, dimensional accent. So I'm going to do that and put it right on top. I'm going to go right on top here. Okay, so I wanted a little bit of bling just to kind of create that little bit of, dimension in my project. So you can see it's got that little bling. This also has a little key, and I did that with a little pink paint. Instead of using the hot glue, because that is a little bit kind of sticky, I'm just going to put it on here with some tacky glue. It'll work fine. Okay. Does anyone get like splits in their fingers? Because I got a really bad one in my thumb because I wash I wash so much my hands and brushes and stencils and stuff. Okay, all right, so we've got our little door attached, and it looks like this. So here's our little beginning of our cottage. Okay, I am going to attach the top, and then we're going to embellish around it. So the top is going to be this jumbo strawberry. Forget this part. This is the back side. I've already painted it, and I added a few of those little stones. Okay, so what I used on this was just basic red paint, and I used some green, and then for the outline I used some puffy paint. So this way it kind of gave it a little dimension, and then I added some of those little rhinestones. So instead of it being a heart, I'm going to go ahead and put it on here as a strawberry. So I'm going to attach it and stuff. All right, so we're going to attach this here. And it's going to have a little bit of peek out on the side, but that's okay. So I'm going to actually add a little tacky glue and a little hot glue. I'm going to do tacky glue along the holes so it doesn't, I don't want it to really seep out. But you can use whatever glue you have. You can even use white glue. And then I'll take some hot glue. Okay, and then I probably didn't even need it up there, but anyway, I did it. All right, so now I've got it on here. This is going to get a face, but we're going to do the face last. Okay, so now we have this cottage with this strawberry. You can see that. See how big it is? Pretty big. All right, so we've got that on there. Now what I want to do is I'm going to start to dimensionalize this. So what I'm going to do with this is grab some clay. So just to be fair and honest, I do not have a whole lot of clay left because I haven't been using it, so some of it is dried up. But I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of it, and I'm going to make some little worms, I guess is how you call it, and then I'm just going to do kind of like the little ripples, kind of like frosting, and then we're gonna glitter in between. So hopefully this is kind of easy peasy. I like, again, so now so far we're mixing like wood, we've mixed paint, a little rhinestones. I wanted to kind of pick up some stuff that's in here. You all probably know this is just a little silicone mat. I don't have a dedicated surface for your foam clay because I just don't do it enough, but I do dabble here and there. So I'm just going to use some foam clay. You know, you can get that foam clay at any of your favorite crafters, or you can get it on Amazon, Etsy. So I'm just going to take a little bit at a time, and I'm going to just condition it a little bit. So my clay is a little, I'm going to grab it from the bottom. Like I said, I haven't really been using any of it, so it's kind of a little old, but all right. So I'm going to give it a little condition and do that. So then I'm just going to ball it up. We're going to bring over, and I'm going to do a little bit at a time. And I'm just going to roll it out a little bit. And I'll see how thin I want it. I don't want it too thin, but I do want it to be like kind of, see, I knew that was going to happen. Let me, oh, here it is. Let me cut it and then roll this one out. Because what I wanted to do was really, it's not going to be perfect. It's just to create like these little, like little differences in my layers of frosting, I guess. And I am not a pro at anything. at foam clay, but I do like to play with everything. So, all right. So I'm gonna kind of do this a little bit more and cut this piece. Put that over here because I'll re-roll it out. Okay. I'm trying to look at the first top part. Okay, so now I'm going to bring this over, and I am just going to kind of do this. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? You can see how I'm going to start doing that. All right, I'm going to get my tacky glue and a little brush. All right, and I'm just gonna kind of put it on here and follow my little pattern. Like I said, doesn't have to be perfect. I want the swirl effect. So hopefully I get this good. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? All right, let's see. So here's what it looks like so far. I want it to be a little bit, you know, kind of irregular. So on this one, I knew I was going to start picking stuff up. So the next one's going to need to be a little bigger. And I'm probably going to have to take this part off and roll it out a little bit. Now, all you guys that are experts with clay, I admire your talent so much. Me, I just like to work with the medium and kind of play. So I'm sure there's great ways to do stuff, but then I'm going to come on this side and I'm just going to kind of do this like so. And we're going to cut it right there. All right. And so I want to make sure I've got like these little ripples here. All right, so now I'm going to do the same thing with my tacky glue. I'm just going to follow along and secure it. So I'm kind of making the little wave with the glue, and then I'm going to take the clay and just follow with the clay. So over here I'm going to need to put a little piece because I made kind of a bigger little spot. And I'm not into perfection. I don't do crafting that way. I just craft for fun, and I don't think you have to worry about it being perfect. And then I'm just going to grab a little water and just blend that in, but I don't think you're even going to see it. So I'll show you so far. So this is how I am dimensionalizing this flat surface so far. So here we go. Okay, so now I'll do one more layer. I'm probably going to need some more clay, and then we can do a little more. And you know, we could add some little windows as well, and I may do that. So let me just see. All right, so we've got that. So here's what it looks like so far on here. And I am going to try to roll this out as best as I can. All right. So it's Easter week, you guys. Who's all done crafting Easter? I kind of finished a while ago because we start so early that I do not want to pick up the stuff that I've got on here, so bear with me a second. I'm done with crafting Easter. Now I'm going into a lot of the spring, like the strawberries, fruit things, and I'm also doing patriotic, starting to do some patriotic. I don't mind if it's a little different because it's kind of like a homemade cottage here. So this one might be a little thicker than the other ones, but I'm good with that. All right, so now this is certainly long enough, and I'm gonna just follow along the bottom of the cupcake. Okay, so I'm going to go here and go here. This one's a little thicker, but again, I don't care. All right, so it's just kind of cute and whimsy. Got that on there, and we'll do this. All right, so now we've got kind of like our cute little, I'm gonna kind of press them down a little bit because it's gonna expand once it dries, but this way we can kind of see. All right, so now we've got our frosting, and we can do stuff in the middle of it. So let me show you so far. So this is what it looks like so far. This is how we started. This is how we're at. Okay, I'm gonna put this away. I'm gonna grab a little green, and I'm gonna make a couple of little windows on here, and we're gonna do just like maybe a couple of little windows. Or maybe I'll put some, instead of, let's see, I haven't decided. Let me look at this. I've got a little bit of this color clay, and I'm gonna see. Maybe I'll just do like a couple of little windows here. And put this away. Since I don't have a whole lot of clay these days, I'm gonna put it all back for the little projects and stuff. All right. Okay, I'm gonna actually roll this out just to make a little window here. I'm gonna roll it out as best as I can, and then I'm gonna cut them in half and make 2 oval windows. Just like that. And then I'm gonna stick them right here. And I'm gonna need some little glue right here. Okay. And then I'm gonna stick it right on there. I'll do the same over here. And I'm gonna stick it right on there. Just some little tiny windows on here. Now I've got little windows on my cottage. All right, I don't see any comments, so if you're commenting, thank you. I don't see any. I will definitely go back after. Okay. All right, so then I just need to do, I think what I'm gonna do is, instead of doing more clay on clay, I'm just gonna add some puffy paint to do the little window parts. So let's take this away, and I am actually going to bring you a little closer. Hopefully you can see me better on here. All right. Now I am going to make sure my design is sprayed. Okay. Next up, I'm going to take some puffy paint. So this puffy paint is fabric paint, but you all know that you can use it, and you can, it'll dry, and it has dimension on it. This one's actually a glitter one, and I found it at Hobby Lobby on sale, so I picked it up. And I'm just going to, I hate when it does that, go around on here and encase the clay, and then I'm just going to make it into a window. On here. Okay, so it kind of just made it into a little dimensional window, I'm going to use this to just pick up my paint a little bit. And this has glitter in it, so, and so there's that. Okay, I lost a little rhinestone on here, so let me add that real quick. Okay, all right, so here is this so far. You can see I did these little windows, and now I am going to come in with some, I'm gonna do glitter. Let's see. I think I'm going to do my glitter first. Do a little bit of glitter in here. Then we'll do the face. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add some tacky glitter, tacky glue, and I'm gonna do it very carefully and lightly. And I'm just gonna brush it in on here. And I just wanted to add a little something to this. And it doesn't have to be ultra perfect, but it'll just help with my dimension a little bit. And I'm just going to use a little of this chunky glitter, and I'm going to just put it right in the center of this, just to add a little bit of another medium and kind of just sparkle it up on here. On this. So I'm just kind of, this is like, I love chunky glitter more than regular glitter, but all right. Okay. Oh, thank you. I really like to mix mediums, so you can kind of get an idea how it's kind of like very, very gentle little mix. But it, for me, I like to make many different things, so if I can kind of incorporate a little bit of this and a little bit of that, I kind of can maybe give the idea to someone who is maybe like, let's say the fake baker, you can still use a different surface to build on and add your touches of clay. And then there might be a person who does exclusive like wood signs, and you know, maybe I like to dimensionalize my things and I like to embellish, so I try to use all those mediums, but not to the degree of having to be like a super big expert in anything, because I think dedication to it makes you better, and I like to make too many things, so I learn a little bit here and there from all these crafters, and then I try to apply it to my own projects. All right, so I'm gonna again go through the same thing, and I just wanted to sparkle a little. I'm not looking for complete coverage. I'm just looking for, you know, a little accent here and there. And this again could be used as a your craft room's full. So is mine. I really need to like let go of some stuff. I just don't know. I don't know. I think about it. Do you guys do that? It's kind of like old clothes. Oh, I'll wear that, and then you never do. And it's kind of like I have so many crafting projects that I'm like, or supplies, I should say. I'm like, I need to really get rid of this and zone in on stuff, but it's so hard to let it go because it doesn't go stale or anything. That's what I always tell myself. All right, I'm going to tap this one down. There's 2 layers. And then we will do the final top part. And then we're also going to create a little face on our strawberry. So we'll do one more part. So this is why I pre-prepped everything. I pre-painted and tried to do some things that were especially for teaching on a live, because I want to stay in that hour time frame, and I also want you to see something finished by the time I'm done. And this way we're all kind of happy with the end. We get to see what it looks like, and you feel like, you know, you see the whole thing. Because a lot of times I'm not. I know, I can't decide on one either. I want to do a wreath attachment. I want to do fake bake. I want to chalk. I want to, like, you know, I like to make t-shirts and hats, and oh Lord, there's so many things to do. All right, last layer, and if it sticks on the clay, it's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, I think I'm good. Okay, so my mirrors kind of shifted a little, but I probably could have used clay, but it's fine. No big. It makes it look very handmade. Let me show you. So this is how we're looking so far. My windows shifted a little bit, but I'll go back and touch them up after. All right, so now what I want to do is let's go ahead and do the face, and then I'm going to add some spackle and acrylic paint. So these little wood glasses I picked up again with my strawberries on Amazon. I painted them and I gave them some bling bling. So we're going to go ahead and make a face, because everything's cuter when it has glasses and a face. At least I think so. All right, so I'm going to add this, and so if you'd like to come follow along on my page, I will tag it in the photo, a finished photo that I will post for you guys. And I do different kinds of crafting, so I'd love for you to come and join me in my page. And I try to go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and in some events. So now I have some little glasses on there, and I think what I'm going to do is just do maybe a little red clay mouth. I'm thinking maybe. I was going to use just like a paint pen, but I've got it going dimensional, so I'm just going to use some red for the mouth. And then I think I'm going to do, I don't know, maybe a little black or something for the eyes. I'm just going to roll this out really quick. Thanks, Jen. Thank you, guys. So I got all these cupcakes, and I go, gosh, I really need to figure out what I'm going to do with them. So I'll be doing like a patriotic one. I don't know, different ones. So I just made a little worm. Let me see. Yeah, that's big enough. And, oops. I've got this darn split on my finger, and I put like these butterflies on it, little paper stitches and everything. It just doesn't want to stay. And I'm like, why? Why are you doing that? All right, so I've got my little mouth, and I'm just going to keep it like, you know, I'm going to have to take this off because everything is sticking to my Band-Aid on my finger. All right, so I'm going to just put this little mouth, and I'm going to put a little bit of tacky glue on here. We'll put the little mouth on the part here. All right, and then I think I'm just gonna use some, let's see. Oh gosh, let me see. I need a little bit of black. That's great. I just need, hang tight 1 second. like I said, I don't have the most. I didn't think I was going to use any black, but I'll use some black. All right, let me show you so far where we're at, so you can see the face of the strawberry, and then that. All right, let's add some little tiny eyes. Simple, easy peasy. And then we're going to come in with our, we're almost done. We're going to come in with our spackle and add some sprinkles. So I'm just going to take a couple of little pieces of black and make 2 little eyes. Because technically they're not supposed to really have like, I don't want it to be like, let's see, is that too big? Yeah. I wish I should have made some sunglasses, but I wanted it to be, I don't want like those goofy eyes that like the whimsy characters have. I don't want that kind of eye. I'll just put these little tiny guys. Maybe I'll add some little lashes with a paint pen. That'll work. That'll work. That'll be good enough. Just a little bit. All right. We'll come in here with a little dot. And I'm going to just set it down. There's that one. And then I would have liked these maybe to have sunglasses, I think would be cute. All right. I'm going to add this one in right there. All right. Cute, cute, but I'm going to add a little bit of cheeks. Everything's cuter with cheeks. And I'm just going to, let me just show you. There's my little face. And I'm just going to take a little of my paint and I'm just going to add some little cheeks on here. I'm probably going to add a little glitter. A little glitter. I'm going to add a little bit of glitter on that. A little touch of this little glitter here. Come on. Just a touch. All right, so we've got a little face. Let's come in with the spackle. So this is, I am not using a tip. I just did a barely little. I'm filling in the spots here. And there's no rule for this, okay? So I'm just going to do me. And I'm gonna like shove that down in there. And I'm just, hopefully I'm gonna have enough to do my drip on here. Good, I do. I'll just fill in, and then I'm gonna do a bigger drip down here. So I think for a wood cutout, that would normally be considered like a door hanger. We kind of made it into something a little different on here. I've got these little, from Glam Candy Boutique, I've got these little guys, probably going to go all over the place, but these little guys, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit in here. Sprinkle a little bit on here, ever so carefully. So we basically how many like mediums did we use? We used sprinkles and spackle and clay and rhinestones and paint and cutouts and chalk paste and a chalk stencil. And I think there's a lot of things going on here, but I think it came out cute. I hope you guys like it. Okay. Hey, Nikki, thanks. All right, so this was, let me just check this out really quick. And then what I did want to do was I want to make like some little bushes over here on the side. And I'm going to just like kind of adorn the bottom with these little faux, they were little wood cutouts, and then I just had painted these. These were in my little stash, so I'm just going to do that and adorn them to the sides, and I'm going to add a little something on there. And we are done. I will be posting a little finished video on here, or picture rather, sorry. My puffy paint got a little smushed over here, but it's okay. I know. One other thing I'm going to add, just because if you've got the kitchen sink, throw it all in there. All right. I got some glitter rope. This is like, when we're talking bling, 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 let's bling, bling, bling. So I'm just going to outline the cupcake. That's all I'm going to do. I should have done this, but I forgot. But there's no rule. So let's close it all in and edge this and finish it off with our little bling rope. This is from Glitz and Glue that I actually had. All of this stuff I had in my stash. So you'd be surprised what you can find in your stash. Sometimes you gotta go shopping in your stash. All right, let me just do a quick measure and cut. All right, and we are done, guys. I'm gonna hold it up, and then I'm just gonna share with you a couple of other little strawberry things I have made, and that's it. So you may have some of these supplies here. All right, so to go back over, this is a strawberry jumbo cottage that we made out of a wood cutout that looks like this. And we did mixed medium. So we put a lot of different things. Yes, it's very blingy, and yes, there's a lot going on, but that's okay. We put a little cottage door and did all of that, little clay, a little drip. Got this cut out, did some little bling bling on there, made a little face. I think I would have liked it either with or without a face, but you know, there's no rules of crafting, and it does have a hanger, so if you wanted to, you could actually hang it like this. So this is just another idea you can use with a wood cutout. Let me just show you, this is another project I've done. This is actually a spaghetti jar, and these are dollar store spoons, and I painted them, thank you, and then I painted them and embellished them. This is actually another stencil, and I did that, so you know, when you're pairing little things together. Here is the same idea with a spaghetti jar and some stencil, and I just created it like it was a jar of jam using my stencil over here. This is a cute little marshmallow guy. So all this stuff can be kind of created together. And like I was saying, this is ink, And this is a stencil, and you can use it as a drinking glass. And then the last thing, oh, no, two more things. This is actually a tempered cutting board, and so I use my chalk stencils, actually the same stencil that I used on the cupcake. So this one here goes with that, and this one was a jumbo one. This is actually an Easter egg that I turned into a dollar store wood cutout Easter egg that I turned into a strawberry. And we did a little embellishing on that. So at the end of the day, you can turn anything into some kind of art, and I appreciate you having me so I could share a little of my project. So this is a strawberry cottage that we did today, and it's using some fake baked elements that you all might have. Thanks, Eliza. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Carol. So anyway, thank you again for having me. I appreciate the invitation, and I will post a finished photo. And yeah, have a great Wednesday, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. Have a great day. Thanks, Nikki. Bye, friends.